Morning, guys. It is day 120. I'm about to take my mom to work. It's about 11:30 in the morning. From there, I am going to probably meet up with my friends Dave and Jason at Big Ben Comics. Uh, Dave has managed to apparently rope Jason into wanting to learn how to play Magic. So they're there. He's going to be buying a deck. If I'm able to meet them there before they leave, I may get a booster pack. Just some to add some more cards to my cards, I guess. I don't know. Maybe not. I shouldn't really be spending money. But then I am going to go over Dave's and hang out there and play some Magic for a bit. So that's what my day's looking like so far. And then at some point I'm gonna come home and apply for a couple more jobs. We'll see what happens. I will talk to you guys a bit later. What's going on, guys? So I am here to pick up my mom. It's about 8:30-ish. I still got a little while before she actually gets out, but I went to the Big and Tall Casual Mail, Destination XL, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's been so many different names. First it was Big and Tall, then it was Casual Mail Big and Tall when I started working there in 2005. While I was working there in 2005, it went from being Casual Mail Big and Tall to Casual Mail XL. And then over the course of the years since I stopped working there, it has now morphed into Destination XL, and it's so, upper class and all this. It's really nice in there, but at the same time it makes me feel like it's not for people like me anymore. Like, sure, it's still for somewhat big guys, but not for big guys, I don't know. Anyway, I went there to get some socks and some gloves, and, there's a ton of other crap that I need, but I was only going there for those things. However, I think I'm going to end up taking them back because it's just not in the financial cards. Yes, they're things that I kind of need, but they're things that I could probably get away with not having right now, I guess is the way I want to say it. It's just, stuff like this is so expensive for me. It's like 2 packages of socks and a pair of gloves, even with the socks being buy one get one 50% off and the gloves being 30% off. It was still almost $40. And it's like I can't wrap my brain around that. I can't justify that. Socks and a pair of gloves. A cheap pair of gloves, mind you. It's like they are not great quality gloves. I don't know. I think what it really boils down to is the fact that I got let go the other day is making me really worried. I want to be working by December 1st, but December 1st is Monday. I'm not going to be working by then. I'll be lucky if I get a call before then for an interview, because I didn't get one today, and most managers don't work the weekends, or even if they do work the weekends, they're not calling to schedule interviews on the weekends, which means, the soonest I'll even get an interview off of any of these applications that I've done would be Monday. And generally, you go in for an interview, and it's going to take, a few days after the interview to find out if they even want you, and then it's frustrating. It's like, this is not the time for this. I really, really, really needed that job to move through the correction period and all of that, and to at least keep me working until the first of the year. That's all I wanted, It's like, fuck. I don't know. I'm getting depressed, and I'm trying not to, and it's affecting other things too. Like when I was trying to get from dropping my mom off, get to do the couple things that I had to do before going to my buddy Dave's house to hang out with them, just everything was setting me off, like I kept making, like, I shouldn't have done this, I should have done that. Essentially, I left from dropping my mom off, and the intention was to stop at my bank, get the money out that I needed to put in her bank, and also a little bit of spending money of my own, because I completely misjudged my funds. Like, I'm like, I can give this money to my mom, and then I'll still have, a little bit left over that I can do this, I can do this. Completely misjudged that. Luckily, I didn't do half of that stuff that I was planning on doing, because essentially my buddy Dave and my friend Jason were going to be at a comic store called Big Ben Comics, getting some magic cards for Jason, because he decided he wanted to learn to play and all that. It is what it is. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna get this money from the bank for my mom, and then I'm gonna go up to Big Ben Comics and meet them there. Hopefully they'll still be there, and I'm gonna grab, at least a pre-made deck. They're not too expensive, and I can add those cards to what I already have, that Dave got me and whatnot. And it's a good thing that Dave and Jason weren't there when I got there, because I probably would have bought cards. Luckily, they were already gone, and all of the cards that this place sells are like behind a counter, and you have to like ask the guy for them and stuff like this. And I did not feel like dealing with that guy, because from what I have heard from my friends who do get their magic cards there, he will like start really trying to talk to you about it and everything, and I didn't want that. I just wanted to get cards and go. So I didn't end up getting cards. I just, I walked in, I looked around for Dave and Jason. When I saw they weren't there, and I saw that the cards weren't out where I could kind of peruse them myself, I left. So I left there, and I'm like, well, my mom has this thing that we need to drop off to the DHS, Department of Human Services, is that what it's called? I don't know. The food stamp place. We had this paperwork. It's like a 6-month review that we had to fill out and get back there. And, well, they were closed today, but I'm like, well, maybe they have a drop box. So I will go by there, since it's kind of sort of on the way to Dave's. It's in that general direction, but kind of past where I would have needed to go to get to Dave's. So I'm like, well, I'll go do this. I'll go see if they got a drop box. They didn't have a drop box. So now I'm like pissed. Like, part of me was glad that I didn't get cards, but part of me was upset because I really wanted some new cards. And then part of me got pissed when I got to this place and they didn't have a drop box, and I had, gone out of my way to get there. And then I turn around and that was after I'd stopped at a CVS. I stopped at CVS to grab a couple vitamin waters, because I was going to get some vitamin waters and grab some Subway, because I didn't think to have to make myself anything before I left the house, which I should have just made myself a sandwich and thrown one of my apples in a bag, and I had vitamin waters already at home. I could have grabbed those, and I should have just brought that with me. But I didn't think to. So I stopped at CVS to get a couple vitamin waters. They didn't have vitamin waters. I ended up getting a lotto ticket for $5. It probably won't, add up to anything. It probably will, it's the lotto. Chances are you're not going to win. But it's like, I feel like the universe is ready to give me something. It's ready to say, you know what? You've been doing good, but you've put up with a lot of crap over the last couple of years. You've had a lot of bad luck. Here. it's like I feel like the universe is going to do something for me. If it's not a job or something, it just something's got to give. It can't be bad all the time. And I'm starting to babble. Anyway, I stopped at CVS to get vitamin waters. They didn't have any. Got a lottery ticket. Went to drop off the thing at the food stamp place. They didn't have a drop box. Was getting annoyed with that. Had to go back the other way to try and get to Dave's house. I ended up passing the area where I needed to turn. The area I did end up turning had me going the wrong direction on where I needed to be. But then I'm like, okay, this is fine because this will take me by a Subway. So I get Subway, which I really probably didn't need to spend money on, but I needed something to eat while I was over at Dave's. And it's a good thing I ended up getting Subway when I did, because otherwise, when they went and got Chinese like they did, I probably would have given in and gotten something. And not only did I not need to eat Chinese food because of the calories and stuff, but I would have spent more getting Chinese food than what I ended up spending for Subway. So it all turned out good there, but just everything was like setting me off and making me upset. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think it's just, I'm depressed about losing the job and the financial situation kind of being back to square one. It is what it is. But I've been babbling for like 10 minutes now. I went over Dave's, hung out with my friends, played some Magic. I ended up, he's got a nice kind of park behind his apartment complex with a nice little kind of walking path that I kind of knew was there, but I didn't realize it was as big and as nice as it was, so I never, used it or anything. So during a break in us playing cards and stuff, I decided to go for a walk. It was about 3/4 of a mile. Wasn't too much. It was too cold to really push it any further than that, or I would have. But yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It is what it is. It was an enjoyable day in the end. In the end, had a lot of fun. I hung out with Lacey, Jen, Dave. Jason was there for a little bit, and Dave's wife Jess showed up towards the end there. Was there for a little bit. So I really enjoy hanging out with them, and it's like, I don't know. Anyway, now that I've bored you to death for almost 12 minutes of me rambling about nothing of consequence, I am going to let you go, and I'm going to, hopefully my mom will be out here soon. I'm going to go home, apply for a couple of jobs, maybe watch a movie or something. I don't know. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, I will be in a better mood.